No. Can't make you one, but I can teach you how to draw one. I have my paper turned horizontal, and I'm just using a regular pencil to draw. And this is going to be a European type dragon, like a lizard. So first I want to start by drawing a shape for the body. Okay, kind of an oval shape here. Then I'm going to build the neck off of this. And I want to put a circle up here for the base of the head. And then I'm going to draw a shape for the tail back here. I think I'll start with the top. It's going to curve down and around, kind of an S curve there. And then the back, it's going to start, the bottom is going to start off wider, and then it gets narrower as it goes up towards the end. And at the very end, I'm going to put kind of a curved triangle shape. Remember, it's good to start off by drawing things light, and then as you go, things will be changed. It's easier to erase if it's light to begin with. And then you can darken things as you get things placed where you'd like them to be. Okay, I'm going to go up here and work with the face some. I want to have a line that kind of, it's not all the way at the end, it's kind of in just a little ways. And it's going to curve down and make the snout. Now this is like a fire-breathing dragon, but he's got his mouth closed. He's not actually breathing fire at the moment. Okay, and then the mouth is crooked. It just goes back and forth, kind of like a crocodile. And there's a little bit of a curve up the end, like a little bit of a grin or a smile. Dragons are thought to be wise or sneaky, devious. These are the kinds that in the tales that the knights would fight. They have to outwit or outsmart. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the chin and the bottom jaw here. It's going to go back. And then out at the back here, it's going to curve out. Like that. Clean up inside of that. Okay, out here on the end we have a nostril, just a curve, then kind of a black oval inside of that. And the other side of the face, there's a nostril that sticks up above. We kind of have that there. I'm going to draw this line a little darker on just this side of it. It shows kind of the ridge of the nose. And then that sticks up above. Okay, I want to come up here and draw the top of the eye, which is almost like an eyebrow as well. This makes a curve up like that. And then the eye underneath. And I'm going to shade that in, leave a little bit of a highlight, a little white space here in the back. And then on the other side, I'm going to make it curve up and out like that. And then we'll see part of, like this curve here, we'll see that part of the face curve out right about here. And then the eye will be in between those two lines. Like that. Okay, right here, kind of the brow up above the eye. And you can put a few teeth sticking out. I'm going to put one going up right here, and then right in front of it one that curves down like fangs, and then one that sticks out from the other side of the face. You don't see the rest of it, you just see part of it sticking out. Okay, now there's these spikes coming off the top of the head. This is going to be kind of random. They just kind of curve back and then curve in. I'm going to stop right about here at the base of the neck because I'm going to go ahead and draw the wings next. And then I'll finish those spikes, make it look like they go in between the wings. I'm going to erase right inside here, but where the head and the body, where the neck and the body connect. Okay, now the wings on this type of a dragon look like a bat. So I'm going to start right here in the middle of the body, make a line that curves up. It comes to like a point almost. I'm going to make it a little bit rounded, and then it's going to curve back like this. So this is the top part of the wing. Okay, and then to make it look like a bat wing, I'm going to start at the end, and it curves around and down, and then it curves again. And one more time, right to there. Okay, right here on the inside, it's going to start off a wider edge here. It starts off wide, and then it gets a little narrower as it goes out towards the middle here. And it starts off wider here, and then it gets narrow out to the end. Okay, and then we'll draw a line from this center part to each of these two pieces right here, these 2 points. Okay, so this is the wing on this side of the body. So we see all of it. Now the wing on the other side, we won't see much of it. We're just going to curve, make a line that curves more towards the front. A little bit of a curve on the end of it, and then it curves back like this one did right here. Okay, and that's all we see. Now the back side up here, this looks different than the inside of the wing, and that's what you have here. Okay, now I can continue these spikes, make them go towards the back. I'll draw the top part of the body here, darken that just a little bit. And now I'm going to draw these spikes that curve around. They look a little bit like waves. And then I just continue when I get out past the wings here. I have my paper just kind of positioned in one place, but you can turn it if it's easier to work on it. You don't have to leave it in one spot. You can turn it around. Sometimes when you go around curves like this, it's easier to move your paper. Notice how they're getting smaller as they go out towards the tip of the tail, the end of the tail. Okay, I can darken these lines in. Okay, the next thing to do is the legs. Okay, I want to start with the one that's closest to us in the front. And I'm going to make 2 lines here where the leg starts. And then I'm going to make kind of a bulge on each side where you might have knees. Now these legs look a little bit like maybe an elephant or a horse or something combined. And then they get wider here at the bottom and just a light curve here because we're going to make some claws that come off of this. Okay, I'm going to make another one over here. It's going to be a little bit smaller because it's further away, but it's the same type of idea. You might say, well, this is looking a lot like a dinosaur. And the European dragons and stories, they look like dinosaurs, and there are some people that think that maybe that's where they came up with the idea, is maybe there were a few dinosaurs still living that they were able to tell stories about, and they turned into dragons, basically. Okay, let's go ahead and do the back leg. There's more of a haunch back here, kind of like what a horse would have, or a dog. Like that. And then the leg, I'm going to curve it around more this direction. Again, kind of like a dog or a horse leg is what I was thinking of when I was figuring out how to draw that. Okay, and then there's going to be another one, of course, on the other side of the body, and you don't see as much of that one sticking out. In fact, you kind of see from the elbow down, or the back bend here down. Okay, and then I can darken this line for the stomach underneath, just like that. I want to erase inside this leg. Okay, now the final thing that we're going to do as far as the drawing itself is to draw some claws on here. And these are kind of like eagle claws, where we draw a curve on top, and then they go towards the front. They curve out towards the front to a point, and then they curve back to the other side of this first curve that we made. And clean that up. Now, another option here is to lightly erase the bottom curve here, so you can still see a little bit of the foot. And that way you don't have to erase as much inside, but you still see enough of it there, but most of it's gone. Okay, I'm going to draw 2 more claws that are coming out towards the front. One there, and then let's put another one over here. The last one's kind of around the other side of the body, just a little bit other side of the foot. So I'm going to draw more of the foot in front of that. And then I want to have one come out the back too, almost like a bird would have. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to the rest of these feet. You have to remember this one back here is going to be more on the other side, on the inside of the body, so you don't see that one. And kind of sketch out where these are going and then finish them out. So curves on top, and then the kind of a triangle or a V, a curved V shape for the claws. Then after you've sketched it out, you go back and darken it. Like that. And you don't see you could call that a thumb, almost like an opposable thumb. You don't see that on this side, it's on the other side. So I can darken the edges of that one. Same thing here in the back, it's going to be like this one here. like having two sets of hands. The nice thing about drawing dragons is you can pretty much do anything you want, because this is a fictional being right here, so you can pretty much make them look however you want. Okay, and then this side I'm going to start with the curves for the claws, and then make the curves on top. Then go back and erase. Now you see what this is what I'm talking about. I've erased most of what I've drawn, so I just have to redraw it. Okay, I want to go ahead. Again, you won't see the thumb or the claw on the back on this side. It's on the other side of the foot, so you don't see it over here. Okay, now you can go through and do a lot of detail with scales if you'd like. I'm just going to give kind of an indication of how you might do that. Is you just make a row of bumps, and then you make lines that go between the bumps, like fish scales or snake scales, or lizard, I guess, snake scales. So you make a row of bumps, and then you draw lines from one bump to the next, from the middle of them. So it's an alternating pattern is what it is. And I'm just doing it across the front, across the chest here, and that kind of lets you know that the whole body is basically made up of the same scales. Now there are some that will do the section across the front and the belly of one type, maybe a curve more like a snake, like an underside of a snake, and then have scales on the back. You could do that as well. But I've chosen to do this one like this. So I could do this just across the belly, across the front, this kind of thing. Okay, I want to draw a horizon line back here, just kind of, I'm going to do a rough, scraggly line looking like it's maybe mountains or rocks. Alright, go ahead and clean up your drawing. Add color to it if you'd like. And this is how I draw a dragon.
If there's something you'd like me to teach you how to draw, just email your idea to me at this address.